let's talk about that, Joe. Let's talk about the talent that you have attracted here at York. You know, the legacy of Dine as it keeps giving, and all of the people that started in this area, some of whom have gone to school in Manchester. But we're now on to a second generation, and there's a tremendous amount of interest in moving out of big cities. With COVID-19, you know, there's you look for the silver lining, and this one's a real clear one. People want a better place to live. The knowledge from Alpha Loft days and all of the pieces where you and I intersected one or two times, there's this undercurrent of tremendous talent that's happy to be here. And with this announcement that just came out between the Tech Council and York, I really want you to delve into a great sense of what that meaning is for you. You know, you talk about a team meeting and you look at the faces that are there. We all need community. We all need grounding. What's the vision that has launched this?
Absolutely. You know, it started a long time ago, right? Back in the Dine days, as you referenced. I moved back to the state in 2011 when I joined Dine. So I had spent time in New York City and Boston prior to that. Knew that I wanted to come back here. And so when we all joined up at Dine, many of us were from the area, or those who had relocated, you know, to join the company, just immediately found a passion for building a community here, right? We wanted this to be the last place we were moving to, right? We wanted to stay here, whether or not it was home and you had family here, or you were moving here and raising children and buying your first home. But it just had this sense of community, and you know, it could have been the way that the mill buildings were laid out, the history of Manchester, but there are a lot of elements in reasons why we wanted to, you know, build an area where there were many companies, there were people our age and our general demographic and of our general belief and shared our values. So the focus was, how do we all work together, right? This isn't a competitive environment. Let's treat it as a rising tides type of mentality, right? You hear us at York IE speak a lot about that. It was, how do we collaborate with other technology companies, service providers in the area, the nonprofit organizations, and in, you know, some instances with government, with the governor, with the mayor, et cetera. And so we all, at the time, as sort of management team members at Dine, took different roles in different organizations, you know, community organizations, nonprofits, et cetera, and sort of parsed it out throughout the city, right, and throughout the region, and worked together to make all of these organizations better in order to attract more people to the area. So a lot of the focus areas, obviously, were workforce development, right? Work with the chamber, work with Stay Work Play.
Right.
At the time, the work with the Alpha Loft and some of the entrepreneurial programs and accelerator programs that were taking place. And as we looked around, right, there were a lot of efforts, a lot of programs, but they weren't all unified, right? We've always had this conversation in New Hampshire,
exactly.
4 quarters of the state, you know, how do we bring all of that together and work together? You know, as the world continues to flatten, we're on Zoom calls, whatever, you know, now is a time actually to continue that. And hence the sort of announcement today and trying to gather all of these technology workers in the state who have been spread, you know, on planes, on trains, you know, commuting, et cetera. They now have all this extra time. How do we bring them together, right? See that as the same sort of effort that was underway years ago. Bring these folks together and show them the work that we've done, the point we've gotten to, but now let's accelerate that, right? Bring everyone together to collaborate, work together, and just continue to improve New Hampshire, right? As a place to stay, work, and play, right?